Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is video number 1 of 2. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled for later on. This video number 1 is a little later than normal and I do apologise for that. It's what happens sometimes when you have batteries to charge and you don't have a choice. You can't record. It slipped the mind and I realised, oh no, they need charging, so I had to wait. Therefore, it's a little late. But you're getting video number 2 later tonight as well, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled. And the one way to do that is to make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded as well. On top of that, the social media links to keep up to date on all things Younes Talks Football, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Links are in the description as well as on screen for you right now. So, let's get cracking. We're going to start off with... It's funny, I think every single video up until the end of the transfer window now is going to start with Caicedo, isn't it? But we're not going to start with Caicedo directly. We're going to start with the story, the saga, and a piece of it, and what is transpiring because of it. Now, we've had Nizar Kinsella come out over a report today, and I find it weird. I'll be honest, I find it weird. Now, Nizar Kinsella was extremely reliable before he left goal, and he went to the Evening Standard. And now... he's 50-50. Sometimes you get it spot on, sometimes it's complete nonsense. I don't know where he's going. But he's put out a report and we've only heard it from him today. So I'm going to show you and I'll give you my thoughts. Here we go. Let's get cracking with the latest on PAREDES. Chelsea are considering alternatives to Caicedo, which include Leandro Paredes. Pochettino is keen to add experience in midfield, and Brighton are not willing to budge on the asking price. That's come from Nizar Kinsella. Paredes, we were linked with this guy. We had Antonio Conte, weren't we? How long ago was that? Well, hang on. Antonio Conte was at Chelsea 2016-17, 2017-18. So that's that window, the 2017-18 window. That's 7 years ago. We were linked with this guy. He's 29 now. So we were linked with him when he was 22. That would have made more sense. This is... and since then, what has he actually done, right? He was in Italy, I think, wasn't he? And then he went to PSG. So now he's playing at PSG, and it's kind of gone cold. So I don't understand this. I'll be honest, I don't understand this report. Is this Chelsea doing what Brighton looked like they were doing in terms of PR? Maybe we're trying to put out the image that we'll move on from you. Now we'll come to a tactic that seems to have worked, possibly, I'd say possibly, for another negotiation somewhere else. We'll come to that towards the end, and then I'll reference this again. But I don't think Chelsea are going after Paredes. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll be surprised. At 29 years old, I'll be surprised. I think if we're going for some sort of experience, I reckon 26, 27 is the age bracket that we're going to be going to. Nothing too old. Well, not old, I guess, but 29 what? You get another 3 years out of the guy and then that's probably the end of it in his position. So, yeah, is that really the strategy Chelsea are looking for? I think it would give Poch a quick fix, yes, but look, when you look at Caicedo and the profile of player that he is, and we're trying to find an alternative, and then we turn to Paredes. Listen, these names that we're hearing, Paredes, Tyler Adams, who else? There was 2 others. There was Onana of Everton at one point, and the other name is slipping my mind. But these guys all look like backups. They don't look like alternatives to Caicedo. None of them sound like an actual alternative. They sound like the guy that we would turn to if Caicedo got injured. Do you know what I mean? Someone that's on the bench like, all right, we can bring you on now, mate. And that's all due respect to Paredes as well, because I think he's a good player. But, yeah, not the level that we are trying to look at in terms of complementing Enzo Fernandez to take our midfield to the next level. I don't think so. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts down below in relation to this saga, and we'll see how it develops. But I will mention the Caicedo thing a little later. We'll shelve that for now. Stick that on the shelf and we'll take it off in a little bit. Now, let's move to the latest on Robert Sanchez. What's happening? Here we go. Robert Sanchez has completed his Chelsea medical. That's from Fabrizio Romano. So expecting the announcement very, very soon. Now, we got an announcement today for another transfer. I'm expecting Robert Sanchez to be announced possibly this weekend. And he'll definitely be in place for the first game against Liverpool. It's funny, when you look at the teams, I think in the Premier League, everyone has a friendly except us now. And that's a good thing. I've seen some Chelsea fans say, Mano, why aren't we playing? We've played 5 games. That's enough. We're coming back from the States now. We need time on the training ground. We need the players to understand exactly what Poch is trying to get out of them now. And that comes from non-stop training, non-stop ruthlessness at Cobham from start to finish up until we play against Liverpool. Now is the time to actually get everyone practicing and implementing the plan and the way and how we're going to approach our football for the forthcoming season. And against Liverpool, I expect us to be with 10 days of prep now for this fixture. 10 days of preparation for this fixture alone. We don't have European football. So we're going to be playing one game a week. And it's going to be Liverpool and then a week to prepare for the next opponent. And then a week to prepare for the next opponent. We should have the advantage over many of these top 6 teams. And in this case, against Liverpool, I am expecting us to be ready. Ready. Physically, I think we're ready. We're sharp. We're fit. Tactically, mentally, all sorts of elite you want to add on, right? Make your own words up. I expect it to be there and I expect us to be ready. So bring it on. Now, talking about an announcement, we had an announcement today and it was for none other than Axel Disasi. Here's Axel Disasi with his camera talking to Chelsea fans. This is his message from Axel to you, and he says that he's very excited to now be a Chelsea player and he can't wait to get started. Basically, the normal stuff that you hear from Chelsea players when they sign. But first and foremost, I want to say welcome, Axel. Bienvenue at Chelsea. I hope you absolutely smash it. I hope you absolutely kill it, and we're looking forward to seeing how you're going to fit in. But there's another thing I learned from this video. This little clip that I just showed you, I learned something from it. And I don't know if you noticed, I mentioned it on Twitter. So for those of you that are following, you know what I'm about to say. For those of you that don't, well, go and follow. Because you're missing out. But I'm going to show you again. What can you see? What can you see here? I know we fired the groundsman. But please, someone try and tell me this pitch does not look immaculate. Look at that surface. It looks like a carpet. It looks like a carpet. It's clean. Look at that grass. Look at it. It's smooth. That is an immaculate surface. That pitch is incredible. Look, we all expect Premier League teams to have top pitches, right? But when you look at the Emirates, for example, that's a pitch. You look at that pitch and you're like, whoa. I'm looking at this pitch and I'm thinking, whoa. I'm shocked. I've not seen a Stamford Bridge pitch like this in... Have we ever? Have we ever seen a pitch like this? We normally have it nice, but you notice parts, you notice bits. Now, I understand they get it ready for the new season, and that happens every season, but it's not like this. There's something about it. It's shining, and I love it. So, new pitch, ready to go. Bring on Liverpool. Trust me, they're not going to keep up. The ball's going to be moving about like it's gliding everywhere. They're not going to be able to keep up. Mohamed Salah's going to be like, what's going on here? I played for Chelsea at one point. I don't recognise this. So, yeah, fantastic pitch. But welcome to Axel Disasi. That was the main topic of that video. But let me know your thoughts down below. Now, we move on. Other news happening from Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are working on a deal to sign Lewis Hall on loan from Chelsea. The 18-year-old looks set to put pen to paper on a new deal at Stamford Bridge before heading out for the season. This would be brilliant. 18 years old, sign a new deal, stays at Chelsea, but goes to Palace. Plays week in, week out at Palace. Not too far. Good club to develop at. We've had previous Chelsea players go there. Gallagher was there. He got sold there. He took the captain's armband. There's a good history of Chelsea players going over there and doing well. I expect Lewis Hall to smash it if he goes to Crystal Palace, and I hope it happens. I hope this move happens. It would be fantastic. It does give us the indicator, though, that Cucurella's staying, for sure. Because we have Maatsen now as the other alternative to Chilwell and Cucurella, and that's it. It would be Lewis Hall. That's the other option. But if he goes out on loan, we've just got Maatsen. And Maatsen, I think, is now going to be used as more an offensive player. So we've got the two fullbacks, and we've got Maatsen if we need to turn to him. So that seals that. But for Lewis Hall himself, this is the perfect move for him. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. A team that won't get relegated, I should think. A team that we should be playing quite decent football, has a good development structure, and I look forward to seeing if Lewis Hall does go to Palace, and if he does, I think he'll do very well out there. So good luck to Lewis Hall if he does head out to Palace, and I hope it happens. Let me know your thoughts down below in relation to that move. Very good news coming out of L'Équipe. Very good news coming out of L'Équipe in France. This is class. I hope it happens. Here it is. Strasbourg are no longer sure to register the loan of Angelo Gabriel, 18 years old. Chelsea are considering keeping him after his recent performances in pre-season. I hope this happens. Normally, a player like him, I would be saying, nah, send out on loan. Even before I was saying that, if you remember, I was saying, nah, look, I know we all want him to stay. It'd be fantastic, but there's already a loan in place. He's only just come to Chelsea. Give him some time. Let him go on loan. Let him develop. But after what we saw from Raheem Sterling, I'm sorry. I'd rather have this guy. That's just me. Do you agree or do you disagree? Right now, I don't care about experience in terms of Sterling. I care about experience. I think that's crucial, yes, but not if you're not actually showing the example. Experience is only usable. It's only valuable if you lead by example. It's not just, oh, by the way, I accumulated this many years at Liverpool and City, but I'm not doing anything to show for it. But I did it. What am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with, oh, you played for Liverpool or Man City? What am I going to do with, oh, you played under Pep? Well, you don't look like you played under Pep. You don't look like you played under Moyes. I'm going to come to Moyes later, actually. But it's baffling. The experience is worthless if you can't back it up, if you can't use that experience to show how much of a good player you actually are. Sterling looks baffled. So right now, I'd take Angelo Gabriel any day of the week. So if he does stay, fantastic. Fantastic. It gives us another winger option. I'm cool with that. The impact that he's had in pre-season and the way that he plays and the way that he cuts inside and the way he combines and the way he runs on the outside and the way that he passes and moves, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So it's much more useful, I think, than Raheem Sterling is showing right now. That's just me being honest. So, yeah, if this happens, fantastic. I hope he stays. Let me know your thoughts on that. Would you take Sterling? Would you take Angelo Gabriel? Let me know below. I'm curious. Now, talking about a player that I wouldn't be against him staying either. But the conditions are there, I think, for him to go out on loan, although I'm not so sure about this loan, is Casadei. So, what's the latest on Casadei? Here it is. Leicester City and Chelsea advancing in talks over Cesare Casadei loan deal. Italian coach Enzo Maresca could be a crucial factor, as revealed 2 days ago. There were other reports saying that apparently the deal is already done and Casadei is going to Leicester. I mean, look, I'm not disrespecting the Championship. The Championship is a good league. It's a physical league. I look at the Championship, and I've said this on this channel before, so for those that don't know, you're getting news here. But the way that I look at the Championship is the Premier League of Saturday League in this country. Basically, the structure in this country goes from pub league and Saturday League, Sunday League, all the amateur football, all the way up to semi-pro, and then all the way up to professional, League 2, League 1, Championship, and then you've got the Premier League. I see the Premier League as separate. I see it as a different entity. Why? Because the Championship, although there are foreigners in the Championship, but it's very English. And the whole structure, the pyramid that comes beneath it is entirely English. You look at League 1, League 2, English players, English managers, but that goes all the way down to the lower levels of your normal average Saturday or Sunday league team that you find in your area. So that entire pyramid, the very top of it for me is the Championship, because you get that raw English style, go and break legs, go straight in, go physical, no nonsense, 4-4-2, go long, first header, second header sort of football, right? You get what I mean. I hope you understand what I mean. Whereas in the Premier League, you get a little more flair, you get mentalities and psychologies coming from all other places. And I think it's starting to trickle into the Championship, but the Championship is still very raw. So I look at the Championship as the Premier League of the rest, right? So I'm not disrespecting the Championship. I think it's a good league to compete in if you want to improve yourself physically. Cesare doesn't need physical improvement, I don't feel. Cesare, I think, needs not even technical improvement. I think he needs experience in a system where the tempo is fast, where he needs to be agile, where he needs to be quick thinking. That's the only thing I think he needs improving on. That's it. He's got technicality on the ball. He's got physicality. He's tall, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. I don't think he needs a Championship. I think he needs the Premier League. So this is why I look at this deal with Leicester and I'm like, yeah, he's going to play every single game. Fantastic. But is it going to develop him to a player that can come into the Chelsea midfield and just take it in his stride? I'm hesitant. Crystal Palace would have been perfect. Him going to Palace, Perfect. Palace, please, come. You're coming in for Hall. Come and get Cesare as well, please. Do you want a midfielder? Come and get Cesare. Come get both. Yeah, we'll give you both on loan. Please come and take both. So yeah, I'd like to think more teams would be interested in Cesare on loan. Why is it just Leicester? Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in relation to this deal. Before we wrap up, a few other things to get through. So here's the latest on Harry Kane. Big news today. This was the news earlier, saying that Bayern Munich have set a deadline of midnight tonight for Tottenham to agree to sell Harry Kane. Daniel Levy must make Harry Kane decision by midnight as Bayern Munich has set a transfer deadline. Then we got the news from Florian Plettenberg saying the exclusive, Bayern have submitted a new offer of more than 100 million euros now, with bonus payments included. Bayern bosses expect an answer in the hours. Fabrizio goes on to clarify, Bayern want and expect Tottenham to decide today about Harry Kane deal as reported earlier. The position is clear on the Bayern side, make or break after new improved bid. Bayern already has the green light from Kane, but deal only depends on Daniel Levy now. This is a very, very, very interesting development because it's a tactic that Bayern Munich have now deployed to force Tottenham's hand. Now you understand where I'm going when I said earlier on we'll come back to Caicedo. We'll come to that in a sec. But with Tottenham, if their hand is forced and there's no other suitors, and I think Bayern Munich know this is why they've done this. There's no other team that are chasing Harry Kane. They've basically gone, look, here's the money. Take it or we're going. Bye. Now, Tottenham would be happy to keep Harry Kane, but they're missing out on over 100 million. And I think that's the problem, because Harry Kane will end up finishing off pretty soon. So, I expect this deal to happen. I think video number 2 later on could be the main story of me saying Harry Kane is going to Bayern Munich. We'll see what happens in the next few hours. Let's see if Tottenham are going to react, if they accept, if they reject, if they say yes or they say no. But Bayern Munich have used a tactic here because they're a big club. Now we're going to go to Caicedo. Should Chelsea deploy this tactic to Brighton and go, listen, here's 90 million. Take it or leave it. Take it, or we're leaving this whole negotiation now and you're keeping Caicedo. The only problem is, I think Brighton, sorry, I had a hair. It's Caicedo, it's Brighton. Brighton are getting into my mouth. I think Brighton would be happy to keep Caicedo. That's the problem. I think Brighton would be more than happy to keep Caicedo. I think, yes, they would have the money, but worst comes to worst, they keep the player. And although it seems like we know that Caicedo wants to leave and Chelsea have agreed all sorts with Caicedo and everything, he doesn't seem to be kicking up much of a fuss, He's saying things here and there, but he's staying professional, and fair play to him because he is a professional. It is what it is. But this is the thing. I think at the end of the day, Brighton would be like, no, you know what? We'll just keep Caicedo, not a problem. And they'll be okay with that. Whereas Tottenham, I think if they keep Harry Kane, they know they're never getting an offer like that again. Truth be told. If Harry Kane stays another season and then gets older, the value's going to start depreciating. Whereas Caicedo could only just maybe go up further. I think Brighton know they're not losing out. So this is where Brighton's power in the negotiation comes from. Although, I think Brighton also understand the level of football club they are. Tottenham, as much as they have the resources, don't really use it. Up until today, we've got a development about Tottenham. But Brighton, their revenue is very low. And this is where they have to consider when money comes onto the table. And this is why I feel like Chelsea can force their hand. Just on a money perspective. So, should Chelsea deploy that sort of tactic? Here's the offer. If not, we're going. Or should Chelsea just keep going the way they are? Because I feel like what they're doing right now will end up with Caicedo as a Chelsea player. But should they just risk it and go, look, here we go. Final bid. I don't know. Let me know down below. But Harry Kane, I expect to end up at Bayern Munich imminently. Let's wait and see what happens by later on tonight and what Daniel Levy will say. Let's see. Now, Tottenham did in fact do business. Now, is this an indicator that they are actually getting the money from Bayern Munich and they will accept? Because they've only spent this. Check this out. Mickey van der Ven to Tottenham. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place for €50 million package add-ons included. Dutch centre-back to travel in the next 24 hours for medical. Contract agreed until 2028. Deal done with Jose Fortes Rodriguez from Raiola. Wolfsburg set to prepare documents soon. Mickey van der Ven is such a great name. Can I just take a moment to say that? Mickey van der Ven. It sounds like a cartoon character. Mickey van der Ven. That's going to be a tongue twister during the season. Van der Ven. But honestly, Tottenham got themselves a centre-back and they needed to. They were desperate in that department. But is that going to solve all their problems? No. Because if Harry Kane goes, you best believe they're going to need to sign an attacker as well. They're going to need to sign someone to go up top. And people saying Richarlison's going to be the guy, good luck. Good luck. That's Tottenham. Let me know your thoughts down below. Brentford, what's going on there? Here we are. Brentford expected to turn down opening Arsenal offer for David Raya, but proposal is only slightly below what Brentford are seeking. Talks continue. Both parties want deal for the 27-year-old goalkeeper to happen and are now working on finer details. Listen, Arsenal, you're going to have to do what we did. Just give 25 million. Because I know they offered, what was it? They offered 20 plus 2, I think, or 3 million add-ons. Just go up to 25. That's it. You'll get the player. I think Arsenal will end up with David Raya. It's just a case of Brentford trying to get as much money as possible. And they will say yes. It's Brentford. Come on. They will say yes to the money. And Arsenal will end up with a new goalkeeper. So, like I said yesterday, it's going to be interesting competition to see between Ramsdale and David Raya. Who's going to come out on top? Battle of the goalkeepers. Kepa or Sanchez, Ramsdale or Raya. Who's going to come out on top at these two clubs? Let me know down below. Now, big news coming out of West Ham, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised one bit. And if anything, look, I know we can mock Moyes and criticise him from time to time, right? But I'm fully on him with this. Fully with him on this. Fully. Check this out. Exclusive. David Moyes' position as West Ham manager is under serious threat, with tensions rising over lack of transfers. Lack of transfers is the wrong word, or the wrong phrase. That's wrong. There isn't a lack of transfers. There's no transfers. West Ham are the only Premier League club to have not bought anyone yet. If I'm David Moyes, I'm fuming. You win the Europa Conference League, you do something West Ham fans have been waiting to see for decades, right? And then you buy no one. That's incredible. That is actually incredible, considering it's a team that were near the relegation zone and a team that done what they've done in Europe, but are now looking to try and get themselves up to the next level, and they're not spending a penny, but they've let go of Declan Rice, and they got that money that came in, but they're not buying anyone with it. It's insane. It's insanity. So if I'm David Moyes, I'm breaking walls. I'm smashing the training ground up. I'm adding the fees on. I'm adding the fees. Honestly, yeah, I feel for him. I'd be the same. So I know Maguire was meant to go to West Ham. There was another player that was meant to go to West Ham. Nothing's materialised. West Ham need to get their act together. Start buying some players, man. Back this guy. You know, well, I understand if they're not looking to back him completely. David Moyes is David Moyes at the end of the day. Are they going to try and get a new refreshing manager? Maybe, but right now David Moyes has done what he's done, and it's been good enough. So buy some players, Hammers, buy some flipping players. Now that's West Ham. Let me know your thoughts on West Ham and David Moyes' aggression. Not aggression, that's the wrong word. Anger, frustration. There we go. And yeah, let me know down below. Before we wrap up, this is the last one. Interesting news from Habibi. What's happened? Here it is. Frank Kessie to Al Ahly. Here we go. Verbal agreement finally reached with Barcelona for free around 15 million euros. Al Ahly and Barca remain in contact to check the documents, then sign the deal in the next hours. Kessie will put paper on 3-year deal, valid until June 2026. Wow. Kessie going to Al Ahly. Unreal. These Saudi clubs. I saw a clip yesterday. Harry Pinero, culture cams, and who else? Was it Lies? I think it was Lies Bouzidi. And there was a clip of them picking their Saudi team. And you know what? It's mad. Everyone's picking their Saudi team. But Al Ahly are doing absolute bits in terms of the transfer market. They've got Mendy. They're building a spine. No one else has built the spine. They're building a spine. They've got a goalkeeper. They've got Mendy. Right? In defence, they haven't really got anyone. That's where they need to bolster. But they've got Kessie, and they've got a front three of St. Maximin, Riyad Mahrez, and Firmino. Al Ahly are stacked. They are stacked. Attack and defence. They are stacked. So there's that. You got Al Nassr with Ronaldo and Sadio Mane now in that attack. That's interesting. But is it enough? Brozovic, I think, in that midfield, if that deal has actually gone through as well. So there's that. Al Hilal. There's Koulibaly. I've lost track, if I'm honest. And Al Ittihad, there's only Kante and Benzema, which I say only. But the goalkeeper and the defence is lacking, but they've got everything else. So it's going to be interesting to see. So I'm going to ask you guys, who's your Saudi team? Who's your Saudi team? Now, look, for me, I'm stuck. I wanted to say Al Nassr, because Cristiano. I wanted to say Al Ittihad, because Kante. and Benzema, of course. But I want to say Al Ahly because, well, Mahrez, he's my other captain. I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'm also Algerian as well as English, and Mahrez is my other captain. Nationally, he's my captain. So, Mahrez, St. Maximin, Firmino, now Kessie, and Edouard Mendy, who, Mendy. I'm torn. I'm leaning towards Al Ahly, if I'm honest. But let me know down below who your Saudi team is. We're going to have to pick one. Everyone's going to be watching. Don't tell a lie. You're going to watch. Everyone's going to watch. With this new season, everyone's watching Saudi football. Let's be real. So, yeah. Let me know who your team will be. And if you've picked someone else, let me know. Are you picking Al Shabab, who want Willian? They haven't got anyone else. They got Willian, maybe. Let me know down below. And there we are. We wrap up video number 1. Be here for later on for video number 2. Like I've said, we'll see this Harry Kane development and if it's going to, fruit into something else. We'll see. To be notified of that upload, you have to subscribe. So hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Do not forget, social media links are on screen for you right now, but they are in the description. You will be directed right there if you hit those links now. Head over there, give us a follow, much appreciated, and I will see all of you later on tonight for video number 2. Have a good one, people. See you lot then. Have a good one. Take care and peace.